Okay, well, it's officially 2 o'clock on my clock, so we'll go ahead and get rolling here. Thanks to everyone for dropping in on to meet with me on this event, and I'm excited to show off what we have going and share a little bit about how we've grown our partners and our distributors businesses through their online company store acquisitions and sales. So I will say during this, I'm going to show my screen off. And if anyone would like to jump in and ask a question, you are welcome to do that. And if you do the little hand symbol, give me a second if I don't see it, because I will. All right. Okay, so just big picture about SplashBrands. Online stores are all we do here. We're completely dedicated to them. We go to bed thinking about them. We wake up thinking about them. We're completely married to doing online company store programs. And we've carved out this one little niche in the market where we're dedicated to doing all your onesie twosie orders. So theoretically, it's the orders that you don't want to touch. It's all the pieces for that people are ordering in a quantity of one. So one shirt, one hat, one bag, one chip clip, one plastic pen, whatever it is, we're geared up here to decorate all those items in a quantity of one, ship them out the door in 2 to 5 business days. And your end user gets exactly what they want in any quantity that they want. The partnerships with all of our independent reps and the distributors who are growing their business are that we're able to help them acquire these large company relationships. And we take over all those little small orders, and then they're processing all the large orders through their individual channels and making their great margins on those. So I'm going to show off a few stores that we have set up and explain some of the situations in which we acquired these stores with our partnerships with independent distributors, and then how it's changed their individual businesses. Okay, so I'm going to hop on here real quick and share my screen. Okay. So you're looking at one of our live online company stores. They've got these great sliders and ads in here, but I'm going to jump right in and show off a little bit about the product line. And the purpose of this is to show you why these larger organizations have switched over to the SplashBrands platform and how they're utilizing it. In the last year, we've been able to acquire 150 brand new online company store relationships from really well-known large brands. And they all were willing to leave their long-term partner or the solution that they had in place because they wanted this model where they could get everything on demand in a quantity of one and quickly shipped. So you're seeing, a really large variety of products inside of this store. This particular client has about 1,400 options, and it's not including all of the color combinations that are inside of their store. And I'm going to show you why these stores function really well. So I'm going to click on a product here. So I'm looking at a typical navy fleece, and you can see they've got their one-piece price, and then they have their quantity pricing here. But here's what makes it really special is when I go down here, see how it says 2 business days? If I put in a quantity, it tells you exactly when this item will ship based on the location of the blank and the quantity that they put into this box. So all the end users know exactly when they're going to receive this item. So everyone's buying for a purpose. These are all online company stores for businesses for the most part. And so they need their item and they need it quickly. And so this integration that we've done with all of our key suppliers where we have their live inventory in the background and we know the location of the blank, either it's inside of our production facility or at one of our suppliers' production facilities, we know exactly how long it will take for the items to get out the door. All of the items ship from Dallas, Texas. That's where the production facility is located. And inside of the production facility, we are doing screen printing, direct to film, embroidery, engraving. We do cylindrical imprints. We can do a 360-degree design on a cup, and it's all geared for one-off, even just one inexpensive, journal, plastic pen, chip clip, whatever it is. So I just want to show you this software here. So let's say I go and I put in 150. So see how it automatically adjusted to say 5 business days? That's that API that's happening in the background. Then over here, the 6X today is grayed out in size. And that's because the supplier is out of stock and so are we inside of the production facility. So I'm preventing a back order from happening before it happens inside of the store. So this lets the end users make really good buying decisions. If they need this particular jacket, they can then go in and they can pick a different color and, utilize that size, or they can go and pick from one of the other items that are available inside of that store. So right now I virtually have no back orders. And that's because of this live API. We know exactly when inventory is available and when it will ship. So that's the #1 problem in the industry is back orders when it comes to online stores. And it can really upset end users when they order something and they need it for a business purpose and they can't get it. And it also causes a lot of problems, on the front end with customer support where they have to call, oh, can we get you this color? Can we give you this style? But we've eliminated all of those problems with this functionality. And I feel like, it's always the back order, it's always the CEO that ordered it whenever things like that come into play. So you won't have to worry about any of that. I'm going to show off some of our hard good items so that you can just kind of get a feel for what's available inside the product line. So you've got all kinds of things end to end, and then you've got some of our, there you go. There's a chip clip that's available just in a quantity of 1, an inexpensive journal. Your clients have the ability to choose the product line, and of course we tailor it to their individual audiences. But they have full control over what's shown in here, the way the artwork or the logos are shown inside the store, and then of course all the background colors. You'll notice the color dots where the logo changes based on the color of the item. And so you can see it changed to a couple of logos there. Everything is mapped in the background. So for your clients, the stores are completely perfect and consistent every single time. Just kind of scrolling through a few more so you can get a feel for what the stores are like. So in working with almost all of our stores come from independent rep relationships. And in working with our independent reps, many of them over the last year have been able to acquire these really large customers that are difficult to get, that they were either doing a small number of custom orders for previously, or that they did not have a prior relationship with before showing them a store. So I'm going to show you a few examples. We're going to go to one of these stores that we launched. So this particular independent rep, she was included in their RFP, and they had a long existing relationship with their current supplier, really large supplier, excellent, wonderful rep that had this store. And the issue for them was that they were keeping inventory on the back end, and it was expensive and it was time consuming for them. And they had all the issues, in the market that they're plagued with. They had order minimums and longer lead times and then inventory. And so with this group, we participated in the RFP. And the way that we support all of our independent reps is that they are able to get a demo store to show off during the sales process. So in this case, this particular client was presented with this demo store. It was completely done. It had all of their colors, logos, artwork, everything was ready to go. So they got to actually see what they would receive. And then being able to, access everything on demand was a game changer for them. And so what ended up happening was This independent rep, she won the RFP and then she got the store. And then they switched all of their spending, which was quite significant, over to this independent rep from this other major distributorship. So she got in the door with the store, and then all the other spending came with it. And that's an ongoing trend that we're seeing. I mean, every single day I see it. And so the benefit is that now I'm doing all of the onesie twosie orders for her inside of the store, and it runs on autopilot. As far as on your side, you won't have to worry about anything. We handle all the onesie twosie orders from start to finish. You will not have any problems. Things will go out on time as ordered. And then all of the bigger orders are going into her. And I see a question here, and I'm going to put it up so that I can make sure I see them. Okay. Yeah, and so all of the bigger orders she's running, so I'm going to show those off, and don't worry, I'm going to get to your question. So inside of here, I want to show off that they chose, you as the independent rep have full control over what's shown to your client. And so they chose to show single piece price, none of the bulk pricing. And so everyone can order everything in a quantity of one for the single piece price. But then in here, they can come in and they can get a quote. And so they fill out this little form, and then this form goes directly to our independent rep, and then she processes it through her channels. So it's usually larger orders that she's processing that through her own independent channels and making her excellent margins on it. There's a few places within the store that we support all the independent reps. So down here at the bottom, you've got this custom order form. And this form goes right to you. So, they come in and they go, hey, I want this specialty item. I don't see it in the side of the store. Even though there's 1,400 options, the store is never inclusive of every single thing that a company needs. And so frequently they fill out this form, and this form goes right to this team who works directly with those end users. And then it's your choice. You can have your own email address and phone number if you like, or you can have ours in the contact us, and then we'll pass it on to you. So lots of places for them to come in. They can place all their onesie twosie orders, but they can also get their really large orders through your normal channels. Someone asked a question about the brands that we offer, so let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is our catalog of blank products. So inside of this store, these are all the brands that we offer. And the way that we've set up the product line, it's been really strategic for on-demand production. And what I mean by that is all of the suppliers that we work with, they have a location that is within a 1 to 2 day ship of our production facility. So this is everything that your clients have access to for on-demand production. And then if it's a brand or a product that we don't already carry, that can be added to the store. And we look at it and decide if it's something that we could bring in and make a part of our on-demand model. And then if not, then we can add it with some inventory. Most clients have no inventory, but we do have some that have a handful of items that they love this particular jacket, but it ships from California, so it's not a good fit for our on-demand model. But anything like that, we can accommodate that they need. If they're willing to purchase it and they need it within their store, we'll lay out all the options so that they can make sure that they get what they need. I see some of the specialty items in this question too, like Yeti, Adidas, Patagonia. So those, types of specialty items, we do carry a couple of those brands already. And then the ones that we don't, they have the option to add those in. And there's a few ways that we do it. Okay, I'm going to come back over here. So you saw an instance here where we, this independent rep, we helped support them in acquiring this store, and then she got all the other independent spending. And a big part of that was because of the no inventory. So I wanted to come over and show you some of the other parts that have helped us win over these larger clients. And we have clients of all sizes, big and small. Let me show you what's kind of wowed these end users. So I'm coming down here to the footer, and this is within all of the stores. So you've got your gift certificate tool down here. And this allows for the company store users to come in and they can quickly just go and make purchases of gift certificate programs. So with our independent reps, instead of them having to do a lot of manual work to facilitate programs like this, it's effortless through the software. So they come in and then they can upload a CSV file right here. So it's got these fields in there, so they can quickly put in hundreds or thousands of gift certificates. Or they can come in and they can add them individually. So I'm doing that here. I'm going to send this to Susie. And I'm going to give Susie $60. And let's say I don't want her to get it till, after the town hall meeting next Wednesday. So I'm going to put it on the 8th, pick my expiration date and say, great work. And now there it is. It's right down there at the bottom and it sticks at the bottom. And then I can quickly go and add another one. So it's very easy to add several end users here inside the footer. And it's a wonderful tool for the end user too to come back in. They can quickly go and reissue them, cancel them, make changes to the gift certificate once they've been purchased. So I want to take a minute to show you some of the other programs here. So in addition to the gift certificate program, I pulled up another option here. So for this group, they had about 400 participants, and they came in and they wanted to be able to offer each event recipient one item as a gift. So the event was called Go Beyond, and now I'm going to enter into the store. And so it says pick one gift. So inside here, all of this product line was under $45, and it was co-branded. So they had a primary logo and then their secondary logo, but then there's no price on any of these items. So the end users were able to come in, look at all the options, and then they could put one item into their cart. And then they just put in their shipping address, and each order went out for approval to the manager of this event. And so if they didn't attend, which there was about a dozen that didn't actually attend, so she declined their orders, and that way only the people that attended were able to receive their gift. So we do these for all of our programs throughout the year, little pop-up stores, little programs. In this case, this one we launched in under 10 days. It was very quick. The client said, hey, I have a quick need. And so for us to go in and add a logo and pop it up to the product line, it's really simple with the tool. And so we would just work with you and your client to pop up these little programs inside the store. Go back over to this example again. I'm going to show you too. So the software has very complex business rule options so that we can accommodate a group of any size, no matter what their accounting setup is, or the structure that they have internally. So this client, they have quite a few groups that they serve within their store. And our store software allows them to serve each of those individual groups with their own rules, their own product line, and their own branding. So let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm in the employee group right now. So employees go in and they make a purchase with their own personal credit card. But let's say I was wanting to go into the ambassador group. So under this group, ambassadors will log in, and these are social media folks. And so they log in and they see their special ambassador logo that's meant only for that group. They go in, they place their order, and then Piper, they hide their freight account number on the back end. So the ambassador is not paying for shipping. To them, it's free shipping. And then part of their purchase is subsidized by Piper because they really want to encourage them to make a purchase and wear their items when they're doing Piper events. So that's one way that an audience is served through these company business rules. And then I want to show you this group here too. So here is another group, and this is how we chose to set it up for them. But it's pretty flexible. So the way that this works is end users who are pre-authorized to spend company money come into this group and they enter their department number. They go in and they place their order. Orders are invoiced, but before the order is processed, the order goes for approval to the approver of that department number, if that makes sense. So in other words, even if somebody got in the front door, they could not get out the back door without the express approval of the manager of that P&L for that department. So that allows them to control all the spending and stop a purchase before it happens, which sometimes it's the opposite, where people make a purchase and then turn in their expenses. So this allows them to have complete control over everything that their individual users are spending. And it's no admin time on their side. It's just an email that comes in, the approver sees it, and then they can approve or deny it, and they can add a little note back, and then they're good to go. So it really streamlines the process for all of these larger companies. And this is, one of the reasons why a lot of the independent reps have been so successful in getting their clients to switch over to the SplashBrands platform is because of these complex business rules here in the back end. Somebody asked, going back to the gift example, if they were restricted to ordering one. So the answer in this case is yes, they were restricted to one, but you can put any number on there. So if the client said they wanted to allow them to have 2 items or 3 items, it's no problem. Any number, any quantity can be added into the cart. You just tell us what the business rules are on that side. Okay, a big feature too that I wanted to show off to you. So this particular independent rep had served this client for some time and it still does with lots of big orders, but they had a need to serve all of their individual locations with their own product lines. So this is the parent company, and this company, they do commercial roll-up doors, and they have quite a few brands under their umbrella at all of these regional locations. And so the orders from these independent locations here, they're not huge orders. They just had a need. When somebody starts, they wanted to give them a couple of t-shirts, a few hats, just as an example. And so the independent rep wanted to be able to serve all this group, but didn't want to work on all those little individual onesie twosie orders. So we opened this store, and what you're seeing inside here is, let's say that I'm Fortify. So Fortify actually has its own custom URL. I think it's fortifygear.com. And so if I go to that URL, I come to this landing page and I see all of the ads that are for my brand and my colors. And then I can go in and shop all of the options that I have inside of the store. Now, but if I'm, American Roll-Up Door, and I go to AmericanRollUpDoorGear.com, then I come in and I see my own colors and branding and product line. And this, just to give you an idea of the difference, and then I can go in and shop. So, this relationship that we had with the independent rep, it allowed the acquisition of all these orders that they were really, smaller and didn't want to mess with. And they can focus on all the big orders that this client is doing directly with them. So in here, there's, more than a dozen product line options. Each one has more than 1,400 options. So it's a great value for the company and for the independent rep inside there. A lot of people ask us about kitting. So I wanted to show that off too and how we facilitated that. One over here. So I'm inside one of our online company stores and I've logged in to this group and there's only one product available in this instance and it's for the HR team to come in and order these items. So in this case, we keep inventory on the back end and we just work with you and your client on the quantity and quote it. And then we put it all together here inside of the production facility and keep them on the shelf. And then in this case, the HR team goes in and they order what they need and they ship it to wherever they want. So kits are a possibility, and right now those require inventory, but coming soon, I'll show you what this looks like. This is a group that we haven't set up, and we've been working on some kit options for them. Log in here, go to HR materials. So these kits we have inventory in, but by the end of this year, the software will be ready to where we can do kits on demand. So with this client, they're utilizing all of the products that we carry as masters that are already available on demand. And then we've selected these items to all be put together as a kit. And this allows them to go in or will allow them to go in by the end of the year and make a purchase. And then we'll make each of the pieces on demand. The order actually splits up into production and it's decorated in all the different types of equipment. And then it'll meet back up in shipping with instructions on how to kit it. And then they'll ship it out the door. And, just like our product line, things will go out in an average of 2 to 5 business days. So really quick. So a nice value for your clients and an easy way to offer a lot of options out there without you having to go to the trouble of keeping small amounts of inventory or put together kits for small orders, like a bundle of joy, for example. They have the nice option to utilize it because it's there, but it's probably not something that they're going to have high usage of. Okay, I'll stop for 1 minute. Does anyone have any questions as we moved into the next half hour? Let's see. Someone asked, can you get any item from Sanmar? I believe they have a Dallas distribution center. And yes, the answer is yes. If we don't already carry it, Sanmar is one of our key suppliers. And if we don't already carry the Sanmar item, then we can bring it in and add it as a master on demand. We look at it and say, does it meet our quality standards? And because it's already coming from Sanmar, where we have an integration into their live inventory, but then it's a no-brainer for us to add it and make it on demand. And honestly, the entire product line, it all has a story. So if I click on our catalog of blanks here, everything that has come in, a client somewhere has asked us for it. Like, for example, we have acquired quite a few hospital systems and healthcare practices. And so that's what you're seeing here inside of the store, that they needed some scrubs. And so we said, okay, no problem. Sanmar has this brand, Wonder Wings. And so we were able to add it. And now everybody has access to this on-demand inventory. I'll show you over here too. Same with safety. Quite a few logistics and truck driving companies have come on in the last year. And so we've been able to add the safety items, and these all come from Sanmar as well. And, they have access to them and they're utilizing them in the, onesie twosies and this FR piece. But everyone has access to it as well if they want to be able to put it into their store. Okay, so I want to show you an independent rep came to us and she had a really large client that she was already serving with some custom orders. but they approached her about doing an online company store program because the supplier that they had, the selection was limited, the lead times were long, a lot of the products had an order minimum, and they were just looking for a way to refine their solution. But they serve more than 19,000 individual dealers. And those dealers wanted to be able to co-brand with Carrier, this company. So this is the HVAC company. They sell air conditioners. So we met with them during that process, the independent rep, and she explained their need. And so we were able to build out this software to accommodate it. And I'm going to show it off to you. But we're very nimble when it comes to software. So if you come in with a special need and they have a client that is going to utilize it and have some spending, then we're very open to building it out and adding it into our system. And the benefit is once it's added into our software platform, it's available to everybody. So let me show this off to you. So I'm a dealer for Carrier. And so I come in and I'm going to enter through the dealer store. And so what's happening here is this one entry method here is now an entry method for up to 19,000 independent distributors of the Carrier products, and they're all co-branded. So this software just launched about a month and a half ago. They did a soft launch, and then about 2 weeks ago, they let everybody know that it's now available. So we're rolling out all the stores. So I'm going to show you a couple of options so you can see what it looks like. But this one store will hopefully be 19,000 stores over the next couple of years. So I'm logging in, I'm entering my individual dealer number, and I'm pretending that I am Air Now Services. So I come in here and now I can see my own company's logo, co-branded with the Carrier logo, and all my own color palette. And then these individual dealers, they get to choose the background colors because Carrier allows that. So in other words, Air Now is red, white, and black and blue. And so that's the colors that you see here in the product line. And then Carrier said, hey, we're going to allow these HVAC companies, these dealers, to have the primary logo location. And then Carrier is the secondary logo location. And so you can see the product line is all done. It's ready to go. And the way that the dealers work with us is the first time they log in with their dealer number, they just fill out this 3-question form. They upload their logo, select their background colors, and then put in notes. That's all that's required. And then we tell everybody that the store will be completely ready and launched within 2 weeks. But right now we're turning them within the week because of the way that the software is set up. It's really easy for us to go in and add their product line. Okay, so now just so you can see it with your own eyes, I'm going to log in as another dealer, just so that you can see that it's a totally separate product line. Okay. So, the value to the independent rep that brought this over is now they're starting to move their spending, over to her distributorship. And she's serving all of these independent HVAC companies that are that are Carrier dealers with their own product line. So they have this huge selection. And for these businesses, the employee range, it could be as small as 5 employees, but some of them have over 1,000 employees. Some of them are quite large. And so for all of those groups and everything in between, for them to have access to this huge product line without inventory, without order minimums, and it all ships really quickly and correctly, it's a major value to both the independent rep, because all these orders, they just happen. She doesn't have to do anything. It just runs. It's a huge value to the client, which is why they were willing to switch over to her. and it's a huge value to their end users, who get to have this great looking store with all of their own colors and product line inside the store. Just kind of scrolling through so you can get an idea. And it's not just limited to apparel, it's also all the hard goods. I'll click on those so you can see what they look like. So all these items, are co-branded here. And one nice thing is that Carrier offers co-op dollars. And so these HVAC companies are now able to just go in and make a purchase. They've already been pre-approved by Carrier Corporate, so they get to skip that step. And then they can just place their order and then Carrier reimburses them as part of the co-op dollar program. So there's a lot of incentive for the dealers to go in and utilize this solution, just an additional incentive. Okay, so now you've got a feel for the software that we've built out to acquire some of the special programs we do within inside of these stores, and an idea of the product line and things that are being created. So I'm going to show you the back end now so that you can see what the dashboard looks like. Okay, so we're going in, and inside this dashboard, you would see, of course, only your own companies inside of the store, but you'd have access to all of your customers' companies here. So you'd know exactly what's going on at all times if you ever want to take a look. So here's what's great about it. So I come in here and I'm going to click on the product line that Piper has. And let's say that I want to come in and I want to change the logo on a product. Now we do this all for you and your client, but if you want access to it, you have it. So you come in here and you're like, oh, I don't want the white. I want to use the Piper Cub on this. I just click save and then it'll instantly populate onto the store. That's how easy it is to add a product or a product line or a design. As long as the logo's been sent to us and we've been able to set it up, it's available in here for you to add to any item within our master product line. So, if a client calls and said, hey, I really need safety vests, whatever it is, they can be added instantly. And I've done it quite a few times during calls. I often join calls with clients and independent distributors. I am the technical expert on the stores and I can show off the features and answer questions on there. But frequently things will come up during those calls where they're like, hey, we'd really love to have X product. And I can literally just quickly go in and do it while we're talking. And then it's there for them to see and show off. Yeah, I'm going to go down here. Okay, so one note too, I'm going to switch back over. One thing I did not mention was, I will tell you, like the files that come in from these HVAC groups, they're not vector. So just so you know, we have a great system for getting them all vectorized and set up correctly here internally, all with under that 2-week time frame. So we're not worried about getting those great files. So I'm going to come back over here, and one of the common questions with all of our relationships is, what's going to happen if I turn on the store? They're going to want to order from you. I'm going to lose all my orders. So this I'm showing you off is the proof that does not happen. So today you're looking at, this is all the companies that we have inside of the platform. And you can see this is today's orders. So this is all happening in the last few minutes. And these are the kinds of orders that we get. $67, $100, $50, $42, $27. So they're all small orders. Everything that we're doing is all of our orders, it's an average of $70. That's really our interest, is in filling this one little niche inside of the market of all the onesie twosie orders that theoretically, you don't want to have to work on. You want to focus on all the big orders from that individual client. So, but inside here, you also have access to this tool at any time. So I'm going to go to one that ships so you can see that the tracking is in there. If there's one that's pending approval, let's go down over here. If I have too many tabs open. Let's go here. So let's go here. So inside of this order, you can see who ordered it, where it was shipped, was it approved, how they paid. You can see all the individual items that they ordered. This person got a hoodie, a jacket, and a shirt. You can see when they ordered it, they used a gift certificate. They paid the difference with their gift certificates, and that was their invoice total. You can see when the expected ship date is, what group they ordered from, and then when it ships, you'll be able to see the tracking right here, and you can just click on the link. All of these tools are also available in the footer of all of our stores. Oops, I just clicked out of that one. That's okay. Everyone is so Amazon trained these days. So we set up our tools to be easily accessible, just like that, where they can just come in and they can enter their order number and their email address, and they can be live inside of this order. It looks just like this. And this little line will it'll show them when it was ordered, if it's already in production, and if it's shipped, and then if it's arrived. And we took our inspiration from the Domino's pizza tracker. They're always like to know the status of everything. So I'll come back over here. Okay, so somebody asked a question, so I'll flip over to their question, but then I'll come back to this in a moment. So here we go. I'm going to go over to the SplashBrands website and go to the pricing tab. So here I am in the pricing tab, so you can see the different levels of stores. So the question was, what's the minimum spend requirement that a client has to commit to have a SplashBrands store? And the minimum spend requirement is $10,000. And there's different levels of stores based on their yearly spending. And so there is the startup option here, but this one we may be phasing out. So the minimum is $10,000. And then they pay a one-time setup of $1,000, and your client pays the setup and the hosting cost. And then it's $129 a month at the most. And then it's free if they're spending more than $100,000. And the big difference between these levels are we have a lot of clients that come in and they need integrations into their punch out, or they need single sign-on. And some of them are very complex integration projects. We're really good at them. We have experience in integrating into Coupa, Ariba, SAP, Oracle, you name it. We might have done it. And we're SOC 2 certified as well for clients that have a high security risk. So all of that is available, but when we do those integration projects, we ask that they commit to a higher level of spend. If your client does not need those items, then Basic Plus gives you all the services and features that we offer. They'll have a full store, like everything that I've been showing off to you today, with a robust product line and all the color options, all the business rule options, the gift certificates, the pick a gift programs, all of that is available in the Basic Plus level. In the business level, if they want us to keep special inventory, we're willing to do that, and at a higher amount, where they can bring in more products if they need us to. We really try to be good partners to you, where we're not keeping a lot of inventory. We're keeping them from inventory exposure, and we're letting them come to you for custom orders and the larger quantity items. But sometimes it's needed. And so in those levels, we're willing to keep specialty items, higher quantities of items, all of that. Okay, so now I'm going to flip back over to the dashboard tool. So I showed off the customer service tool, and then just going back over to the gift certificate tool. This is so unbelievably handy to everybody. Let me show you when it's been spent. So here's what's really cool. So you can quickly go in and resend gift certificates to end users. You can download a gift certificate. You can change the email, the date, the message. You can cancel it right there. It's very easy for you and your client to manage these programs for their employees throughout the year. There's just you don't have to go through a middleman. There's no send me the codes, I'll distribute them. It's all happening through the software. So I come in here, and then here's what's really great about the software is you can see that live order of what they actually spent the money on from their store. So, or from their gift certificate. So you can, it's fun to kind of see what, how the gift certificates were utilized by the different individual user groups. So I'll come back over here, and here's another nice feature. This happened this morning. A client just sent a note and was like, hey, can you just remind everybody that they have a gift certificate because we want them to spend it. And so your client, you have access to this tool, but if they email us, no problem for us to do it. So I go in there, I just click this button for all the active gift certificates, click resend, and then everybody will get a reminder that has a remaining balance on their gift certificate. And they get an email, and it's really nice where it says like, hey, just a friendly reminder that you have $35.04 remaining on your gift certificate number X. It has the number in there. Utilize it at this address, and then it inserts the store address before this expiration date. So it's all definable fields inside of that email. Really handy for the recipients of those gift certificates, and great for the marketing or HR team or whomever that's managing the gift certificate program to keep in touch with all their end users and make sure they're getting what they need. Okay, I'm going to come down here. So quality is extremely important. Go to one that has a more sophisticated set of logo rules. It's challenging. Okay, so clients want to know that you're able to provide them a solution that's completely brand consistent and perfect across their entire product line. And so that's what you're seeing inside here. We've structured it so that every client has a logo display page where all of this is mapped out to the individual background colors of the products. So in other words, these boxes represent the colors of apparel or hard goods that their logo or design is going to land on. So this is a white t-shirt, let's say, and they have a purple logo, and then they also utilize this for medium gray and light gray, which are these two boxes. But on dark gray, they don't use the purple logo, they use the white text logo. And so all of this is laid out, so you have access to it, and your clients have access to it. We also put in all the PMS colors. If the product is embroidered, then you have access to all of the thread colors as well. And I know a lot of reps have said that this has been extremely handy. When a big custom order comes in, they want to make sure it's consistent with what's online. And so they just come in here and they can let their decorator know what the thread colors are. And then any files that you need for those custom orders as well, we're happy to send those over from the web. And then here's another wonderful feature of the store. So many clients are very particular about the logo size and the way that it appears on the product, and we are too. And so the way that we have it set up is that by each individual product type, there is a logo size. So in other words, for t-shirts, for example, men, their upper chest t-shirts are set right now for this logo at 10 inches. But let's say they came back and they're like, oh, it's too big. Let's make it 9.5 inches. All I have to do is come in and edit this number, and then it'll auto-populate across the entire store. So it keeps it all consistent and perfect and exactly what the client wants, and it makes it easy for them to make changes, and we don't have to go and rebuild all the PNG images across the entire store. Show off one more tool, and then I want to just save a minute in case anybody has any questions. I do see one from Bob, so I'll make sure I answer that in just a second. Okay, so here's the last tool I wanted to show off to you. So inside of here, this allows you to have access to these banners and ads that are on the front of the store. And we handle all of this for you, but you and your client have access to it as well. Back over here. And this tool is so simple to use. I'll show you, but you really don't need any training. And if you do, it's under 5 minutes. It's so quick. But you just click on here. You can upload a new photo. You can go in and you can change your text. You can add hyperlinks. You can set up different kinds of layouts for your sliders so that you have half a picture, half a color, to go in and change these background colors on the ads. Super easy. So you've got all the flexibility there to pop up messaging or make changes on the fly to your store if needed. Okay, so I'm going to come back over here to Bob's question. So he's asking about the way that the commission structure is set up. So it's a straight commission structure. And so there's no costs on your side to have a SplashBrands store for your client. We just send you a commission every time a product is ordered, and it comes once a month. And I'll be happy to share all the details with you. If anybody would like to meet at any time after this call, I'll put my Calendly link in the chat, and then we'll send you a follow-up email after this. And so if you'd like to meet individually and ask additional questions or learn more about the platform and the commission structure, I'm happy to do that on a one-on-one basis. So I'll stop sharing now. I thank you all for staying on for so long for the last 50 minutes. Is there anything that I can answer before we go? Let's see, it says, does SplashBrands have plans to be able to integrate print materials? Oh, yes, thank you for bringing that up. Okay, so we are integrating print into the platform. It will be ready before the end of the year, and it will allow your clients to go on and order business cards, stationery, brochures, rack cards, wall skins, banners, decals, car decals, all of that will be available if you allow us to add it into your client's stores so that they can go in and order it on demand. That printing software, it's going to have definable fields. So they can go in and they can add their location information or their phone number to a pin or to a business card. And it's all tailored to meet your clients, strong branding rules. So in other words, let's say that they like to use dots instead of dashes inside of their business cards. No matter what the person types in, it'll automatically format to those dots. So it'll be tightly controlled so that your clients can get exactly what they need. Yeah, we launched the company and did apparel and promotional items, and then so many clients came to us and asked us if they could add their business cards and their stationery and their print to the store. And so we said, well, it's a no-brainer, we have to add. And our team has a ton of experience in doing print, and so it was easy for us to go and source the equipment. And we're actually moving this summer. And so that's part of our delay in adding the print is we just need a little more space to put the print equipment in. But as soon as we're moved, we'll have all the space and we can have the equipment delivered and set up inside of the stores. Great, well, I'll give a couple more seconds if anybody wants to ask a question, but I think that wraps it up for today. Right, well, I will drop in my Calendly link into the chat right now, and then you'll get it in an email as well. And if anybody would like to talk or has a client that would like to see a demo, I'd love to help you win them over. Okay, here comes the Calendly link. You pick the time and I will be there. So I just flashed it there up onto the screen. It's calendly.com/SplashBrands. Great, well, thanks again to everybody, and I'll end the meeting now. Take care.